Welcome everyone to the Salon. I'm so thrilled to see you all and want to extend a warm welcome to those of you joining us for the first time. The Salon has been a monthly tradition in my loft for 36 years, since 1986, modeled after the salons of 19th century Paris, but with a contemporary spin: jazz, classical, improvisation, electronic music, world, folk, cross-genre arts, dance, and more, with 10 ensembles, 10 minutes each. During these 36 years, there have been over 18,000 audience members and over 8,000 performers gracing my living room and now the virtual stage. Since 2021, the Salon has become an exciting hybrid, connecting communities far and wide. You're in for a real treat tonight with an inspiring program embracing a diversity of musical performances from many times, cultures, and genres. Some may be familiar and others less so. In our busy lives, how often do we have the opportunity to get quiet and to drop in? I invite you to exhale and enjoy the grace of being receptive, observing what resonates with you inside. At the end of the evening, there'll be a toast and a 30-minute chat with the performers, so do stay and participate. Afterwards, there'll be a reception here at Sydenham. We love showing our appreciation to the performers. On Zoom, you may write to them in the chat with your responses or questions. You can unmute and clap at the end of each set. Those of you here in my home, feel free to applaud. I'll offer a brief introduction to each performer, and I encourage you to read more about them on our program page. That link will be posted in the chat. Please consider donating to support the performers. Many artists have lost work from the pandemic, and every little bit helps. You can make a simple tax-deductible donation through our fiscal sponsor, Crossroads Music. That link is in the chat and on the ZalonArts.org website. My team and I are glad to volunteer to keep this heart space of music and community alive. We all believe in the power of music to connect us all globally. The hybrid is a new direction for this salon, a silver lining of the pandemic. It's quite complex and involves double everything: 2 audiences, 2 sets of performers, and 2 teams. I'd like to give a shout out to the salon tech and house teams that keep everything running smoothly. I'm so proud of the work that they do. There's a large team, so please hold your applause until the end. The tech team: Tech Director Gerardo Rizumni, who also handles donations and video editing; Lead Audio Engineer Michael Schweisheimer; Lead Zoom Engineer Shrish Jawadawar; Zoom Engineers Jordan Vernick, Miranda Peak, and Alex Glass; Audio Engineer Joyce Lieberman; Salon Camera Bill Houston; Display Monitor, Second Camera and Photos, Tilo Mark Bracken; Stage Manager Vartan Sarkisian; and Website Manager Lex Samakis. And now the house team, assisting with RSVPs, Georgette Hamadi; assisting with performers, green rooms, audience, food, drink, and more, Jennifer Kopp-Lewis, Laura Burton, Connie Copy, Stephen Macbeth, Ray McFadden, Marjan Zhang, Simran Shah, Emily Zhang, Sharon Fisher, Sherman Aronson, and Michelle Tiger. I'm so grateful to be working with these incredible and dedicated humans who they're just amazing people, and they have incredible energy, and they keep things going no matter what. We appreciate you all so much. So let's give it up for the team. And now it is my great pleasure and honor to begin our program with a phenomenal classical guitarist who joins us from the Netherlands. Dutch guitarist and composer Annette Kruisbrink has composed over 400 works. Her compositions have been published by Les Productions d'Oz in Canada, Digital Music Print in Belgium, and various European publishers. She's received numerous awards at prestigious composition competitions around the world, and there are over 19 CDs dedicated to her music alone. Annette will perform miniatures based on poems by Pablo Neruda from her apartment in Zwolle, the Netherlands. Let's give our warmest welcome, performing at the Salon for the first time, to Annette Kruisbrink.
Thank you. I'm very happy to be part of this event. Andrea, thank you for inviting me. I will play tonight one of my own compositions. It is called Oda a Pablo Neruda. the famous Chilean poet. This piece consists of 8 movements, and I took the titles from Neruda's book Odas Elementales. And the first oda that I'm going to play is called Oda alla Chitarra, Ode to the Guitar. Ode to the Hummingbird. Ode to a Clock at Night. Ode to a Star. Ode to Sadness. to the Atom. Ode to Broken Things. And finally, Ode to the Present.
Thank you so much, Annette, for this exquisite performance. You're such a gifted composer and performer, and you've given us a great gift. And I know that you're performing at about 1:30 in the morning in the Netherlands, so we thank you for that as well. That was just an incredible performance. So if you're able to stay with us, we would love to speak with you later. I know it's a long day for you, but if you're able to come back. Otherwise, we would love to have you return and be part of the Salon again. It's such an honor to have you. Annette Kruisbrink.
Thank you very much.
I also would like to express my gratitude to Leonardo Di San, who introduced us. And everyone, please check out Annette's links and recordings on our artist page and consider making a tax-deductible donation to Annette and the other wonderful performers. That link is in the chat. Those of you who are here in my home, and if you're standing in the very back, there are a few seats in the front, so please feel free to come forward and take a seat. I had the good fortune to meet multi-talented Samuel Lewis when I was composer in residence at the Ragdale Foundation in Lake Forest. Sam is not only the excellent director of communications and engagement at Ragdale, an organization that offers time and space to creative artists, but is also what he calls an accidental puppeteer. In addition to his puppetry, he performed percussion in one of my works. I'm delighted that Sam could share his work tonight with his sons, Noah and Parker Maxen-Lewis, here for us at the Salon. Sam has worked for over a decade with a vintage Black Americana marionette that he found in an attic, which started him on an unexpected puppetry journey. 5 years ago, he learned of incredible family history that took him back over 200 years, and this redirected his practice. What you'll see tonight is a work in progress for a longer piece entitled Finding His Place. He commissioned the creation of a rod puppet that represents his paternal grandfather, Grandpa James. There's an excellent article about Sam and his puppetry work in the Chicago Reader entitled Finding His Place. Samuel J. Lewis's puppetry explores slippery narratives of American Black history. You can find that link on our program page, and I encourage you to read it. Join me in welcoming Puppeteers Sam Lewis with Noah and Parker Maxen-Lewis.
Born in 1893, James Aubrey Lewis. His mother was Mary Ellen Lewis. His father, they thought, was Howell Lewis. But it ends up his father was actually James Maddox. He had a lot on his shoulders. He had to take care of his family. He had a mother who had been abandoned. He had sisters, one was murdered. He had to do for his family. He spent time as a waiter, but he had to do for his family. There was a man named Armistead Stewart who moved to the area after the Civil War. Armistead Stewart came from Virginia. Armistead Stewart was a blacksmith. Armistead Stewart lived nearby. Armistead Stewart took him as an apprentice. Armistead Stewart taught him how to blacksmith. Armistead Stewart passed away. My grandfather bought Armistead Stewart's land from his widow and his daughter. At first, he bought the parcel with the shop, took over the shop, and worked. My grandfather's shop sat in the middle of town on Main Street, right near the railroad tracks that belonged to the Memphis and Ohio Railroad, later to be called the Louisville and Nashville Railroad, the L&N Railroad. But at this time, it was the Memphis and Ohio Railroad. My grandfather's shop was near those tracks. Club Tay May was near those tracks. The lower end was near those tracks with all the cafes on the lower end. The cafes were pseudonyms for bars and juke joints. They were called cafes in that area. So there was the lower end, the railroad tracks, Club Tay-May and my grandfather's shop. On the other side was my grandfather's house, a brick house that he paid with cash. No one was building a brick house and paying for it in cash. My grandfather worked hard. My grandfather worked late at night. My grandfather worked early in the morning. Right next to Club Tay-May, a club that moved from Chicago, Illinois. It was on Roosevelt and moved to Mason. How about that? Why did a club from Chicago move to little old town like Mason? I'll tell you why. 'Cause it was a sanctuary for black folk. It was a sanctuary where we could get away. It was a sanctuary where we could be ourselves. It was a sanctuary where we could gamble. It was a sanctuary where we could drink. It was a sanctuary where we can find love. It was a sanctuary where you might get stabbed. It was a sanctuary for black folks. People came from miles around Indiana, Arkansas, Mississippi, other parts of Tennessee. They came from miles around the Boot Hill of Missouri. They came from miles around to Mason, 'cause it was a sanctuary. To Mason, where they could be a little bit freer. To Mason, where they could drink that wine. To Mason, where they could throw them dice. To Mason, to the lower end. To Mason, by the railroad tracks. To Mason, where slave owners propagated and promenaded down the way in their Sunday finery, in their beautiful horses with their beautiful buggies. They promenaded during Sundays, during slavery, in their finery. In their finery.
Thank you so much for sharing this moving piece with us.
No.
Sam, would you like to say a few words about your work?
I can't see.
We're having trouble hearing you.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hey, hello. Sorry for the feedback. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I first want to say thanks, Andrea. I really appreciate you always inviting me, and it's a real pleasure. Ooh, bless you. It's a real pleasure to be here. I want to say that this music for this piece was composed specifically for me with of Grandpa James in mind by Ahmed Alabaka, who's a composer in Chicago. And I performed the piece in December with a string quartet called Decomposed and D-Composed, an all-black string quartet that I highly recommend that you check out. And Ahmed is just an amazing composer, and I think my grandfather, rest his soul, would be really totally happy about that piece of music. And I want to thank my sons, Noah and Parker. And, you know, this is just one piece of 5 pieces that I want to string together for a full-length piece about this history. Funny things happen when you come across a man whose family enslaved your family for over 200 years and is willing to share that information. So I'm the beneficiary of a lot of information, and I'm still trying to process that through the puppetry. And so I appreciate everyone listening to the stories and look for more. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, Sam. And thank you, Noah and Parker, as well. If you would like to put the name of the composer and the string quartet in the chat, I think people might be interested to learn more. And you can also put your website as well, so we can follow your project. Everybody, you can learn more about Sam Lewis on our program page as well, where he has his bio and links and ways that you can support and follow him. Thank you so much. Sam, Noah, and Parker were performing from Chicago tonight. So we are going to take a moment now to change to the local format for the next performances in my home. So give us just a moment. So while my friends are getting set up here, I'm going to take a moment to tell you something about Magdaliz, and she will introduce her ensemble. I always enjoy welcoming new artists to the Salon, as well as inviting longtime performers back to the Salon stage. Magdaliz Rohrer, a dear friend, has been performing at the Salon for probably over 20 years, guessing. And she performs with a number of different performers in the Philadelphia area. This is her Latin Ensemble Crisol, and she'll introduce her wonderful friends here. I'm so delighted that they're here to play with us, to play for us again tonight. Crisol is Spanish for melting pot, and Magdaliz founded the group in 1997. It's a Latin ensemble dedicated to the interpretation of a variety of folk and traditional music genres from all over Latin America and the Caribbean. They've performed at the Kimmel Center, Penn's Landing, the Barnes, the Philadelphia Museum of Art, and World Cafe Live, among others. Support and follow Magdaliz by checking out her links listed on our website, salonarts.org. Welcome back to the Salon, Magdaliz Rohrer and Crisol.
Thank you, Andrea. Yeah, it's been that long, oh my God. We don't look it, right? Yeah. This is Tino Serrano on congas from Puerto Rico. And we have Juan Garcia Bocio from Argentina. Veronica Iorkevich, violin. And Magdaliz Rohrer from Puerto Rico. So we're happy to be here. We're going to start with a song called ¿Quién será? It's a cha-cha-cha from Mexico. Some of you might know it. The English version is called Sway. Thank you so much. All right, next we're gonna do it. This is one that people ask us a lot, but yeah, let's leave it as such. You might recognize this too, hopefully. Maybe they'll even sing along with us. Hey. Everybody's singing, awesome. As you might suspect, the name was Guantanamera. And the last last song is also from Cuba. It's called Ritmo, Tambo y Flores. It was made famous by Celia Cruz. Rhythm, drums, and flowers. Oh. Wait. So it's water. I'm sorry. I was not ready.
Oh, my bad. There we go.
Now I'm in trouble with the violinist. Thank you so much. Thank you, Andrea.
Thank you so much, my friend. It's so wonderful to have you back. And all of you for playing for us. We could dance to your music all day long. So I hope you can stay around and be part of the Q&A, be part of the reception and the party, and maybe we'll make some more music later. That is Magdaliz and her Latin Ensemble Crisol. Thank you, Laura. And a shout out to Vartan Sarkisian, our stage manager. He's doing such a wonderful job. Thanks so much. I'm grateful to Maria Dell'Orefice for introducing me to the extraordinarily talented young violinist Noëlle Streuber-Eden. You're in for such a treat. It's her first time performing at the Salon, and I'm very honored to have you here tonight, and with Maria, who's been performing for us since 2020. She was in the first group of performers when we went online in April 2020. So it's just wonderful to have you both. I'm going to say a few words about both of you while you come on stage. An 8th grader with a knack for advanced mathematics, Noëlle Streuber-Eden currently serves as the concertmaster of the Philadelphia Young Artists Orchestra, as well as with several other ensembles. She's won multiple national and international awards, most recently the 2023 Concerto Competition of the Philadelphia Young Artists Orchestra and the 2022 Elite International Music Competition, which will take her to Carnegie Hall later this year. Congratulations, Noëlle. Joining Noëlle will be Maria Dell'Orefice, a classical pianist and violinist who has shared the stage with a multitude of performers and has performed at the Salon since 2020. Maria frequently presents collaborative and solo performances in the Philadelphia area and has also performed as a soloist in Carnegie Hall's Weill Recital Hall. Offering us a belated Valentine, Noëlle and Maria will perform Romance from Wieniawski's Second Violin Concerto in D minor. Let's give them our warmest welcome.
I'm Noëlle, and this is my lovely pianist, Maria. I am 14, and today is Maria's birthday, so let's just assume that she's 14 with a few years of experience. Happy birthday, Maria. So Maria and I have been making music together for about half a year now. Since then, the two of us have collaborated on a number of concertos and other pieces. You know when you just musically click with someone? Well, yeah, that's what happened. This evening, we are bringing you a true Salon piece. In competitions, most people like to play the first movement or the third movement of a concerto because they're fast and flashy and they're full of virtuosoness. Few people ever remember the middle movements. They're kind of like the middle child, right? Well, anyway, this middle movement from Wieniawski's Second Violin Concerto used to actually be performed by itself in the early 20th century because it is not only beautiful and full of love, but also a musical unit on its own. So here we go with a belated Valentine to you, with the Romance from Henry Wieniawski's Violin Concerto No. 2.
Noëlle, why don't you come on back and take one more bow for us? We just love you. Thank you, Maria. Thank you, Noëlle. You're not only a gorgeous musician, you have such a charming stage presence, and we hope that you'll come back and we will follow you for sure. Congratulations with all of your wonderful accolades, and we wish you all the best. Thank you so much. And now we will introduce two longtime beloved Philadelphia area musicians who will grace the Salon stage. It gives me great pleasure to welcome back renowned jazz musicians Dave Posmontier and Bob Howell. Dave Posmontier, yeah, give it up for these guys. It's so wonderful to have you back. And I got to play your soundcheck blues tonight because he had another gig and couldn't make it to the soundcheck, so he wrote a little blues piece for me to play, which was really fun. I got to play with Bob. Dave Posmontier has been playing piano professionally for the past 50 years. He has performed and recorded with many jazz greats, including Christian McBride, James Moody, Chris Potter, Grover Washington Jr., and Johnny Hartman. He also plays with an innovative klezmer music band called Klingon Klezmer. Bob Howell has performed with Richie Cole, Odine Pope, Trudy Pitts, Aretha Franklin, The Four Tops, Lou Rawls, Johnny Mathis, and the list goes on. Bob has taught saxophone for Settlement Music School and is currently teaching sax at Widener University. Thank you so much for coming tonight. I'm excited to hear what you have in store for us. I think you're playing some of your own music, correct?
I am.
Here, why don't you take this microphone here?
Well, we're going to play a couple of pieces that I wrote a while back. The first one is called Song in G, and I couldn't even say G major or G minor because it's all in G minor, but the last chord is G major. So, and then a tune called Us. And I just want to say that we were going to have a trio, and our friend Chico Huff was going to be playing bass with us. But Chico became ill yesterday, and so we thought, the show must go on, and we'll do these tunes as a duo. So here we go.
Wow. You guys were on fire tonight. I mean, we missed Chico and everything, but wow, what a duo. Dave Posmontier, Bob Howell, thank you so very much. And now it is a great delight to welcome the Elegance Quartet to the Salon for the first time. Please come on up while I introduce you. I love having string quartets here at the Salon, and this is no ordinary string quartet, as you will hear, quite extraordinary. The Elegance Quartet performs a wide array of programs on both traditional and electronic strings. Their crossover signature arrangements blend styles and genres to create a sound that is uniquely their own. In addition to running their live events business, they've been guest artists at Google and Comic-Con comic book convention and are featured in the popular Showtime series, The L Word Generation Q. Members of the ensemble are Claudia Pellegrini, Julia Kuzmina, Jenny Boorum, and Ray Bicolli. They welcome new followers on social media, so please find their links on our artist page. And they also have a new CD, which I'm sure they'll tell you all about. Let's give it up for the Elegance Quartet.
Thank you, Andrea, for the introduction. I just want to briefly talk about the two pieces that we're going to play. The second one doesn't need any introduction. We're playing Hotel California. Both pieces are our own arrangements of it, with our own take. The first piece that we're going to do is, I'm titling it Pirates Around the World. Talking about Comic-Con, that's where this came from. We were invited to play at Comic-Con, and they needed all different kinds of music. So I took the theme from Pirates of the Caribbean and made it a little bit my own. I just imagined the pirates going around the world as they should, or they used to. I don't know what they did. And on every country they stop, the theme gets sort of influenced by the music of that country. So you'll hear it, but I'll just say it. I think the first one, they end up going to Italy. They go to, so it becomes a tarantella. Then they go to England. There's an English tarantella for some, I don't know why that is, but it is. So if you're a classical music buff, you'll hear those themes in there. They go to Argentina, some tango. And the last place they go to my home country, Albania. So that's a 7/8 rhythm. It's fun. And anyway, so they just go around the world like that. And yeah, I hope you enjoy. Thank you. And about the city, we do have one. It's called Iris, after my firstborn. And yeah, a lot of our arrangements are on there. So.
That was just fantastic, you guys. I want to book you at the Hotel Salon so you can never leave. That was the Elegance Quartet with Claudia Pellegrini, Julia Kuzmina, Jenny Boorum, and Ray Bicolli. Please look out for them. They have their CDs for sale, and you can find their links on our program page, salonarts.org. So there's an interesting story about the next performer who's new to the Salon, and I'm thrilled to meet Elizabeth for the first time tonight. We've been corresponding on email. Come on up, Elizabeth Moran. She has received international praise for her brilliant coloratura and moving and expressive performances in Europe, Asia, and the US. She's sung with prestigious international artists, theaters, and orchestras. She's also a jazz vocalist and performs regularly at New York City hotspots. She was going to perform with Robert Nuovo, her duo partner, who's a jazz guitarist, and Robert is ill. And I said, oh, but I still want you on the program. What are we going to do? So I contacted Dave, who generously said he would play with Elizabeth. And then Dave, thank you so much, Dave, for saving the day. And then at the sound check, Dave had another gig, so he couldn't be there. So I was sitting in just playing something for Elizabeth, and my partner Stephen said, oh, that's beautiful. She should sing that tonight. So we're going to show off Elizabeth's versatility with a piece that they'll play together, a jazz standard, and then a piece by Puccini that I've just sort of been enlisted to play. So we will play musical chairs between Dave and myself. Let's give a warm welcome to Elizabeth Moran.
Thank you all very much. It's such a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much to Andrea and to Dave for kindly stepping in. I just want to say a quick note that I'm sorry to the Eagles, but that was one of the coolest renditions of Hotel California ever. So thank you for that. Anyway, very happy to be here. I'm sorry that Rob cannot be, but so glad that I'm able to do this. Rob and I have been collaborating, creating sort of unique sort of fusions of opera, classical, and jazz, since our backgrounds are those two, and we sort of mesh them together. But since he isn't here tonight, I decided that instead I'll do one sort of jazz standard and one sort of classical standard. So that's what we're going to do. The first one is My Funny Valentine. My funny Valentine, sweet comic Valentine, you make me smile with my for me, stay. each day is Valentine's Day. Incredible solo.
I should mention they've never met each other before until just this moment.
But now I'm so happy to know him. This next piece, I'm sure if you've ever heard anything opera, you've heard this aria. It's O mio bambino caro. It is actually, I haven't sung it in quite a while until tonight, so this is exciting. But it is the very first aria I ever learned as a young child. So I'm happy to sing it tonight, and if you want to sing along, feel free.
We were so wowed by your sound check that I hope you don't mind. We just thought that it was...
No, I'm happy to do it.
We need you to unlock the iPad.
It's a nice picture.
Okay. Is there a way to show all the notes? Thank you so much. That's Elizabeth Moran. And you can learn more about her on our program page. I'm just so happy to have you join us tonight. You're part of the Salon community now. I'm so pleased to welcome back my friend, colleague, and one of Philadelphia's musical treasures, Jay Fluellen. Jay is a composer, educator, pianist, singer, organist, and choir director. What don't you do, Jay? He holds a doctorate in music composition from Temple University. Jay is Arts Academy coordinator and music teacher at Northeast High School. Since 1997, he's also been co-minister of music at the historic African Episcopal Church of St. Thomas. Join me in giving a very warm welcome back to the Salon, Jay Fluellen.
I just wanted to say a few words about the piece I'm going to play for you. This piece is entitled for Joe Vallejo, and he was my father-in-law. His real name was Jose Luis Camacho, and Joe Vallejo was a pianist in Puerto Rico in the hotels for over 40 years. And so back in January of 1991, I asked him for my wife's hand in marriage, and we've been married ever since. For 31 years. And so this piece is dedicated to him. Over the years, I've traveled to Puerto Rico many, many times and sat with him. We would play for each other. I would go see him at his hotel gigs. And so what I'm going to play for you tonight is kind of a medley of pieces that we would play for each other. The first one is actually one of the first ones that I learned because of his inspiration, entitled Maria Cervantes. And it's by the Puerto Rican pianist Noro Morales. And it's kind of a cutting piece for Puerto Rican pianists. And then I'm going to blend into two other more familiar songs that we used to play. So I dedicate this piece to all of the Camachos. Online, I believe we have my sister-in-law, Sarah, my sister-in-law, Karen, my brother-in-law, Pedro, Pituco, and Tito, and of course, my lovely wife, Loida. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jay. And I also just wanted to let all of you know that Jay has written a new piece for Network for New Music, one of Philadelphia's great contemporary music ensembles. Had a premiere last night, and tomorrow night there will be another performance, a free performance, at the Church of St. Thomas, and I'll be going to that. I think it's at 7:30. If there's anything else you want to tell the audience about it, you can.
African Episcopal Church of St. Thomas, 6361 93rd Avenue, just east of SZalon and Overpool Avenue. Tomorrow night at 7:30. All the welcome.
Look forward to seeing you then. Thank you so much, Jay, Noëlle. Returning to the Salon is singer-songwriter Avi Wisnia, who tours in support of his newest album, Catching Leaves. Avi performs in venues around the world, from the Philadelphia Museum of Art and the Kennedy Center to Poland, Japan, and Brazil. He also hosts the monthly concert series, Philly Songwriters in the Round. His recent project, which explores family history and intergenerational connection through music he performed with his late grandfather, renowned cantor and Auschwitz survivor David Wisnia, has been turned into a feature documentary called How Saba Kept Singing, which will premiere this spring on PBS. Congratulations, Avi. Tonight, Avi will perform original songs about his family and his grandfather's remarkable story of survival. Let's welcome back to the Salon stage, Avi Wisnia.
Thank you. My grandfather had a remarkable voice, and he used it to tell his remarkable story, a story of survival. And in fact, his voice is what kept him alive, even in a place like the Nazi concentration camp, for he used to sing to entertain the Nazi guards, and that's part of how he kept himself alive. And not only did he entertain the Nazi guards, sometimes he would entertain his campmates, his cellmates, and sometimes he would just entertain himself. Later in his life, toward the end of his life, we actually went around and performed together, and he taught me some of his music, and I would help him tell his story, and I would help him share his music with the world once he was finally ready to tell it. And there was one song in particular that he used to kind of entertain himself in the camp, that he said, and it was a way of kind of poking fun and talking about his horrible situation. And the song that he wrote himself was called Oswiecim, in his native tongue of Polish. Now, Oswiecim is the name of the town in Poland, but of course, the German Nazis called it Auschwitz. And towards the end, when my grandfather was ready to tell his story and he was ready for people to hear it, he knew that he wanted to turn this song into an English version so that more people could understand it. And so I took his Polish and I sat down with him and had him translate it for me, and I wrote him an English version that towards the end of his life he was able to sing. And we both knew that the day would come when he wouldn't be able to sing it any longer. And that day came about a year and a half ago. And although my grandfather is no longer here, we have very different styles of music and styles of singing. He grew up in this very traditional Eastern European way of singing liturgy. He was a cantor. He had this big, booming, bellowing, operatic voice. And that's not so much my voice. So it's been interesting to figure out a way to arrange the songs so that I can continue them and I can sing them. And so I'd like to start with the song that my grandfather wrote in Polish that I translated into English, called Oswiecim. And in this way, I know that my grandfather's voice continues to resonate and the music lives on. I remember it so clearly, my days in Oswiecim,
got out alive just nearly, and still the name it stings. Still I see that place, enduring like the scars I can't erase. Appel, Abstand, Mitten ab, hear the sergeants call. You wish you were never born at all. Osvinci, through pain and sickness, always working. Osvinci, with death behind you, always lurking. Osvinci, Osvinci, the evil like some twisted dream. Never mind the hope of fleeing. Hunger is the only feeling. Osvinci, like numbers on my arm it lingers. Osvinci, I curse you with my broken fingers. Osvinci, Osvinci, heart be hard as stone. Hatred is the greenest weed you've grown. Osvinci, through pain and sickness, always working. Osvinci, with death behind you, always lurking. Osvinci, Osvinci, evil like some twisted dream. Never mind the hope of fleeing. Hunger is the only feeling. Osvinci, like numbers on my arm it lingers. Osvinci, I curse you with my broken fingers. Osvinci, Osvinci, heart be hard as stone. Hatred is the greenest weed you've grown. One of the last things that I was able to do with my grandfather right before COVID hit, and while we were still able to travel, was to go back to Poland with him one last time, and to sing with him, to play music with him, and to hear his story, and to try and search for something that was long ago missing. And we actually had the good fortune of taking a film crew with us this time. And what they filmed was our journey back, where he was able to sing again, this time no longer as a prisoner, but sort of as the young singing star that he was always meant to be in Poland. And it's such a gift for me and my family that this documentary will be coming out, journaling our time back to Poland, where we get to hear my grandfather singing again and us playing music, and the power that music really had for him to save his life and to sustain his life. The power that music has to connect us, the power that music has to transcend all languages and all barriers. And even though there's so many parts of my grandfather's story that are tragic and in the past, there was one that was very much in the present that we got to experience through the filming of the documentary, and that was a reunion that he had, where so often there's no closure in horrific events like this, but there was one encounter where he was able to reunite with someone and ask them if they were one of the reasons why he was still alive. And the songs that I'm playing for you tonight, this song Os Vinchim, written by my grandfather and translated by me, and this next song are both featured in that documentary. And so I wanted to play this original song that I wrote inspired by that reunion, inspired by my grandfather, and inspired by the story that I carry with me. And hopefully everyone that sees this, the documentary and the story of my grandfather, that story will also be a part of you, and you can help continue that story. This is a song I wrote called How Long It's Been. How long has it been since I've seen you? How long has it been? How long has it been since I've seen you? How long it's been? Will you look the same? Will I recognize you from your shadow? All I have is this photo from decades ago. Will you need my eyes, or will your hand pull away? How long has it been since I've seen you? How long has it been? How long has it been since I've seen you? How long it's been? We were way too young when they stole us and took our names away. When we held our breath just to last till the end of the day. My eyes blurred with blood till you showed me the way. How long has it been since I've seen you? How long has it been? How long has it been since I've seen you? How long it's been? We survived the war, and I got out and shed off my skin. This perfume masks the smoke of the hell we lived in, and yet I never knew what happened to you.
Thank you, Avi, for sharing your deeply moving story with us. And please keep in touch about the documentary and when it will be airing, and I'll let everybody know so we can watch it. Thank you so much. Avi Wisnia. We have one more performer this evening, and this would be a good time to have your drink of choice ready on Zoom, and all of you will be served something, and we'll be toasting to art, to community, to life, to l'chaim. And now please give me a moment to change the setup. We're going to close our evening with a beautiful musical artist, Mary Schultz, who will share her intimate and soulful music with us. We're thrilled that you could join us again on the virtual stage, Mary. Philadelphia native, Los Angeles-based singer-songwriter Mary Schultz is a live circuit favorite and a Salon favorite, making a home in listeners' hearts with her lovely voice, introspective lyrics, and intricate guitar playing. An internationally touring artist, Mary's most recent record, Begin Again, was just released on vinyl. Congratulations to Mary. Let's give our love to Mary Schultz, performing for us from her home in Los Angeles.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It's such a joy to be here and to be able to be with you, even though I'm so far away. So thank you, as always, Andrea, for putting these beautiful nights together and for bringing us all together. The first song I'm going to do is kind of the title track off of my new record, although it's not by the same name. The record is called Begin Again, and the song is called Streetlights, but you'll hear it. I find that for me, joy and sadness are often so very intertwined, and hope and sorrow as well. And so this song is really about finding your way through all of it.
Summer, while I waited through the pain, till all of the things waiting for me weighed me down again. So I hoped for tomorrow, while I prayed for the rain, till all of the things I had prayed for came around again. Street lights painted on my skin, sweet lies echoed by the morning rush all over again. My hope and my sorrow begin again. I cradled my mother when I was only a child, and I have been cradled by strangers and got lost for a while. But there deep in my darkness, with all the wonders I've seen and all of the works I have witnessed, is the part that can't breathe. Street lights painted on my skin, sweet lies echoed by the morning rush all over again. And I, with my hope and my sorrow, begin again. I begin again. Mind like the wind, swaying in search of me, haunted by the moment in between. I waited for summer while I waited through the pain.
If you have a chance to listen to the record, either on streaming platforms or if you're a fan of vinyl or have a CD player still, it's available in all of the formats. But I just love how that song turned out. We were able to just make it this big starry landscape, and I'm very proud of the whole record. It's all really about beginning again and starting over in all of the ways that we have been doing collectively and individually over the past few years. And I think that means for a lot of folks starting over in ways they didn't expect in their lives. So I feel like transition is always a big subject for me and my songwriting. So this next song I'm going to play is also on the new record, and it's something that I wrote during the heart of the lockdown period of life that we don't want to talk about anymore, but I think we're all still processing. And it was very weird to not be able to be in front of people like you and to get to share space and time and song and stories and to have this experience. So I wrote this because I really wanted to find a way to hug everybody while I was stuck at home and you were stuck at home, and to remind everyone that no matter what's going on, there are magic things happening every day in this world because you're a part of it, and that the most magical part of the day is you.
Hello, darling, I see the times are hard. It's been a long, long life, and you're just getting started. Well, there are many miles to run and always more bills to pay. But I hope you understand you are the magic in the day. Or are you searching? Or are you standing still? Live with no regrets, or trying to rebuild. Well, there are many miles to run and always more things to say. But I hope you understand you are the magic in the day. After all this heartbreak, we'll have an autumn every morning. Ooh, try to see the sunrise for how it's lighting up your story. Ooh, but there are many miles to run and always more bills to pay. But I hope you understand you are the magic in the day. We've been given only so much time, a push and pull between dragging out and flying. Well, there are months without the sun, but no fruit without the rain. And I hope you understand you are the beauty that remains. After all this heartbreak, we'll have an autumn every morning. Ooh, try that is beating, it survives. After all this heartbreak, we'll have an old done every morning. Ooh, try to see the sunrise for how it's lighting up your story. Ooh, but there are many miles to run and always more bills to pay. But I hope you understand you are the magic in the day.
I don't know if we're through our time.
I wasn't sure if you prepared 2 or 3.
I do have another one that I could do.
If it's short, I think that would be great. We'd love to hear.
Okay. All right. All right. We'll wrap it out. Thank you so much for having me. This is a song about feeling alone, which I know none of us feel right now, which is very good. And thank you again for having me tonight. I've been living inside my lonesome for too long. I've been living inside my walls like I belong. I've been wondering, stumbling, mumbling every song. And I'd do anything for anyone if they could get me out and take me home. I've been living inside this dream like I'm alive. I've been living inside my self-made compromise. I've been wondering, stumbling, mumbling every line. And I'd do anything for anyone if they could get me out and stay alive. This is just a postcard of the scene. This is just a fragment of the thing that I could mean. The night is close to my eyes and days are all the same. I've been living inside my walls like I'll remain. I've been wondering, stumbling, mumbling everything. And I'd do anything for anyone if they could get me out and take the blame. This is just a postcard of a scene. This is just a fragment of the thing that I could mean. Well, I've been living inside my lonesome for too long. And I've been living inside my walls like I belong. I've been wondering, stumbling, mumbling every song. And I'd do anything for anyone if they could get me out and take me home. If they could get me out and take me home. If they could get me out and take me home. Thank you so much, everybody.
You're the best, Mary. I
Having us.
hope you can hear all the love coming at you from Sydenham and from all over the world on Zoom. Thank you so much for being with us. Everybody check out Mary's links and her new vinyl, and another new CD is coming out. It's very exciting. So we're so happy to have you with us. And I love that song. Don't you have a music video
I do.
for Lonesome? Yeah.
Yes, I do.
So check out her music video. And are you still giving concerts online as well?
Yeah, and not quite as frequently. I'm trying to get out on the road in person more often, and but I am doing, I'm constantly doing stuff like that. So my tour dates are on my website as they get confirmed, and I will hopefully be back in the Philadelphia area over the summer. So we'll see.
Okay, well, we'll get you back here one way or the other. Thanks so much, Mary Schultz.
Thank you.
I'd like to thank all of the performers who shared their passion, their calling, their insights, their inspiring musical gifts with us tonight. The energy and connection at the Salon each month confirms my belief, as Avi said, in the power of music to bring us all together globally. So let's give one big round of applause to all the performers. And I also want to do a shout out to the amazing Salon tech team. Please unmute your microphones, and here at Sydenham, let's show our love to tonight's tech team. Worked so hard.
Yeah. Excellent work, gentlemen.
If you'd like to be on the Salon invitation list where you'll receive the dates, links, and programs, please write to me on my website, AndreaClearfield.com. The next Salon will be on March 26th and will honor Manfred Fischbeck with many dancers and musicians. One more time, join me in showing our appreciation to all of the performers and team. And now let's lift our glasses for a Salon toast to art, to community, to peace, to health, to life. L'chaim.
L'chaim.